Welcome to episode 5 of the Prepare to Prosper podcast, where we prepare today and prosper tomorrow. This is a bonus episode. So I just did like a 3-part series on what I call the foundations. And then when I was done with that, I realized that I didn't talk about actually prospering, how preparedness leads to prospering. Talk about what to prepare for, how to get started, and what is preparedness, but I didn't talk about how it's prospering. So I'm going to add this fourth one. We'll make it the 4 parts of the foundation, which is nice because houses generally have 4 walls, I guess. Buildings do. But anyway, so one of the things being a prepper allows us to do is not waste stuff. So a lot of people, they'll clean out their cabinets once every few years, and they'll find buried in the back stuff that they don't use, like a can of Spam, and they don't like Spam, or a can of cream corn, and they're like, who bought cream corn? Why do we have cream corn in the house? That stuff's gross. Stuff like that. Now, when we discuss food, we're going to discuss how to know what you and your family are eating. And once we know what we eat, we'll only buy the foods that we're eating. We're not going to just buy random foods because we're at the grocery store and that sounds yummy. And we're going to have an organized way of eating the older stuff first. That way we know stuff doesn't get pushed in the back and lost and not eaten and expired, and we end up throwing it away. So that's one way it leads to prosper, is we're not wasting money on food we're not going to eat. And this applies to other stuff, not just food we're not going to eat, but also all kinds of other stuff that people buy that they don't use because they don't have a plan for. Dollar cost averaging is another thing that helps us. So prices on food tends to fluctuate some. So you can buy food when it's on sale. So if you have 10 cans of green beans and you want to keep 20, just throwing those numbers out, that's not necessarily a strict number, but you have 10 cans of green beans, you want to have 20, you go to the grocery store and they're not on sale. So buy like 5. And the next week you go to the grocery store, they're on sale. Well, now you buy enough to get back up to your 20, 15 minus whatever you ate. But anyway, you get back up to your 20. So now you're only buying food when it's on sale. And eventually you can do this with a lot of your food. If you have a freezer full of pork and chicken and beef and stuff like that, you only have to buy beef when you can get a good deal on it, like maybe buying half a cow, or get chickens when you can buy whole chickens on sale. A lot of people that I see that do canning after Thanksgiving, they go to grocery stores and buy all the leftover turkeys that are on sale for like half off and can a bunch of those turkeys. And you can take advantage of that kind of stuff by dollar cost averaging. It's the same thing they say with the stock market. Don't try to time the stock market. You just buy things over a longer period of time and averages that out. You can do that with canning or with preparedness, only instead of just spending a set amount of money each time, you can look for the little deals here and there. Which brings me to opportunity buying, which that turkey example actually is an opportunity buy. When things are on sale and you can take full advantage of it. So like those turkeys after Thanksgiving, a lot of times you'll find hams on sale around after Easter. During the summer, you can go to the farmer's market, and a lot of times farmers will have a ton of something, so they'll be trying to sell it at a lower price to try to get rid of it before it spoils. And you can buy like a whole, like 10 times the amount of green beans you're going to eat this week and can them and be able to save them for later, or freeze dry them if you have a freeze dryer. I totally wish we had a freeze dryer. And it lets you be able to take advantage of those really good sales when you come across them. Another thing it lets you do is have diversified investments. Everybody's like, oh, diversified investments. But being diversified in big businesses, small businesses, the tech industry, and medical stuff with your stocks, your stocks are diversified, but all your money's wrapped up in stocks. So if you diversify your investments by having a bunch of food on hand, a lifetime supply of screws, a bunch of extra building supplies, stuff like that, you're more diversified than somebody with a really diverse 401k. And speaking of 401ks, also a lot of preppers buy ammunition, gold, and silver. Gold and silver are okay hedges against inflation. They tend to store their value. They don't really tend to go up in value. Ammunition, for the most part, stores well. And the price of ammunition keeps going up. So it's a pretty good store of investment, store of your money too. It's not really like, it doesn't really make you money, but it saves money. You can sell it later for more than you paid for it, but you can really only get out the same amount of money relative to inflation. And then you won't need to raid your 401k if you're more prepared. So let's say you lose your job, but you got 3 months worth of food in the house. You got an emergency fund saved up along with some extra cash. So, and your spouse is still working, so you go file for your unemployment, get that. You'll be able to pay your bills, and you won't have to pull money out of your 401k in order to pay your mortgage or pay your light bill. And on top of that, you'll also be able to, that means that money in the 401k will continue to grow while you look for another job. And also, as you become more and more prepared, you'll be able to handle more and more of your own utility type things. So like having a wood stove, maybe putting in more efficient windows, stuff like that, not only helps you in an emergency where power is not available or heating may not be available, but also helps you if you lose your job, which is much more likely to happen, that you'll be able to have a lower energy bill and save them. Or you get what I'm saying. You'll have a lower energy bill, so your savings and your unemployment will go further. And also, preppers tend to focus on a lot of energy saving stuff, or at least they should, and build better houses or improve their houses so they're more energy efficient, because there's a lot of gains in doing that, like I just mentioned. And so these are some of the areas preparedness helps you with. We'll probably come up with more things and add to this list as we go. Also, another thing people tend to do is like during the pandemic, they were going out and buying tons of food that they didn't know how to cook, and buying toilet paper to build COVID toilet paper forts. And what they weren't doing yes, they eventually used all that stuff, but they were buying that at the most high price. And people who aren't prepared and tend to do more panic buying tend to buy things at whatever the price currently is. And by being prepared for anything and having stuff on hand, you won't have to buy it at that elevated prices. So that's about all I have. Like I said, we'll probably add stuff to this list to make this list longer and stuff, and add stuff as we go. But I hope this helps you understand how being prepared will make you more profitable or more prosperous in the future. This is just financial stuff. You'll also be more prosperous in other areas too, because you won't be so stressed out. Probably live a better life, have happier relationship with your family, less likely to yell at your kids and spouse because you're not all stressed out all the time, and have more time to spend with your kids and more time to spend with friends, because you don't have to work that extra shift at work because you insulated your house 2 years ago. So sit down and make a list of the things you can do in your life to make improvements in basically every area you got, but your friends, your finances, your health, stuff like that. And also, if you haven't done it, go back and make that list of all the emergencies you might face, and then find the ones most likely that you'll have to deal with, and write out all the things you need for all those emergencies. And that's about all I have. Remember, we prepare so we can prosper. No, that's not right. Prepare today, prosper tomorrow.